Mihir Desai, The Wisdom of Finance, How the Humanities Can Illuminate and Improve Finance. Welcome to our summary of The Wisdom of Finance, a thought-provoking book by Mihir Desai that explores the insightful teachings finance has to offer. In this summary, we challenge the popular notion of finance as a purely greedy and base profession, and with the power of humanities, reveal its potential to offer valuable lessons when viewed through the right lens. Get ready to dive into intriguing concepts such as insurance as a common endeavor, the benefits of diversification, and the roles of luck and moral complexity in finance and life. By the end, you'll discover that finance isn't just for Wall Street, it's for everyone.
Finance beyond Wall Street. Finance is not just for investment bankers, and it holds valuable lessons for everyone, despite the traditional Wall Street/Main Street divide. Finance is complex, full of both good and bad, and linking it to broader human and intellectual endeavors can help us glean its wisdom. Joseph de la Vega's Confusion de Confusions, a depiction of the markets of Amsterdam, provides an excellent example. Everyone needs insurance. Insurance is a common endeavor that originated on the high seas as a way to share the risk of shipping goods across oceans among many parties. This notion has evolved into the comprehensive insurance industry we have today. Insurance helps mitigate the disorder and chaos we all face and ensures that we all assume the same risk. American philosopher Charles Sanders Peirce used the concept of insurance as an argument for virtuous living by advocating for a more compassionate world. The bigger the sample of unpredicted risks, the better the prediction. Consequently, insurance companies can only understand what countless others have faced, encouraging empathy in understanding. Insurance is not just about financial calculation but grounded in common endeavor. The Art of Diversification. The principle of diversification encourages investors to spread their capital across various economic sectors and areas to minimize risk. It also extends beyond finance to embrace diverse experiences, education, and friendships for a more fulfilling life. The approach applies to people as high beta, low beta, and negative beta for balanced living. The summary underscores the essence of risk allocation in investments, including the gains and downsides of high beta, low beta, and negative beta assets. In general, diversification is an excellent thing, and it impacts every aspect of our lives, from the stock market to personal relationships. The role of luck in investment. The parable of the talents, often interpreted to mean that the market rewards the smartest, most entrepreneurial people, has been disproven by the market. Luck plays an enormous role in our success or failure, and even the most successful investors have benefited from it. Rather than thinking of ourselves as masters of our destiny, we need to recognize the role of chance and practice humility and generosity. Finance can teach us fundamental truths about our personal relationships. The power of principal/agent dynamics in personal relationships. In the finance world, we often encounter the principal/agent relationship, and understanding this dynamic can bring clarity to our personal relationships too. We may believe we're acting as agents when nurturing our children, but in reality, we're often principals, tasking them to satisfy our own demands. Similarly, a CEO who appears to be a great agent for shareholders may be acting in their own interests, not those of the shareholders. Clarifying the kind of relationship we're in can lead to honesty and improve our relationships. Lessons from a failed merger. The failed merger of AOL and Time Warner teaches us valuable lessons about romance. Due diligence, choosing a partner for the right reasons, and respect for equality are vital in both business and personal relationships. The merger of AOL and Time Warner in 2001 was meant to be a groundbreaking event in corporate America, but it turned out to be an expensive failure. The lack of proper vetting and due diligence resulted in significant accounting fraud on AOL's books that ultimately hurt the merger. This mistake shows that taking the time to vet a potential partner is essential to avoid heartbreak in long-term relationships. Additionally, the CEO of Time Warner sought a merger with a digital media company to fill a perceived hole in the company's technological competence. However, this merger strategy failed to account for fundamental incompatibilities between the two companies. It is similarly unwise to choose a romantic partner solely based on filling a void or perceived lack in oneself. Finally, unequal mergers tend to fall apart as one partner begins to resent the other's dominance. In business, Time Warner quickly became dominant and imposed its practices on AOL, resulting in resentment. In romantic relationships, it is essential to respect each other as equals, or the partnership may not be sustainable. In conclusion, this failed corporate merger teaches us that due diligence, choosing a partner for the right reasons, and respect for equality are vital in both business and personal relationships. The benefits of taking on debt. Taking on debt may be necessary to achieve our dreams, whether it be for starting a business or investing in education. Debt can take different forms, including financial and emotional, but it can pay off handsomely in the long term. Jeff Koons, a successful contemporary artist, understands the importance of debt and sells his work before completing it to ensure he can finance his next project. Without debt, there would be no new sculptures to admire. The moral complexity of life and finance. Life is full of difficult decisions where we must navigate competing priorities. Just like finance demands us to face moral complexity. The case of American Airlines' former CEO Gerard Arpey shows the conflict between principles and financial realities. Arpey persisted in his moral stand, which eventually led to the company running into serious financial trouble. His successor, Thomas Horton, renegotiated pensions and contracts, saving the company and setting it on a path to becoming the world's largest airline. The lesson here is that life is full of complex situations where we must confront the messy and conflicting parts and understand the consequences.
As we reach the end of our journey through the wisdom of finance, it becomes evident that the world of finance is not merely limited to amoral business practices, but is in fact deeply intertwined with our everyday lives, offering insights and lessons that prompt self-reflection and growth. By examining aspects of finance such as insurance, diversification, luck, personal relationships, and moral complexities, we can learn how to navigate the challenges of life with more understanding and empathy. It is through these revelations that we can begin to see finance as a field that can teach us valuable lessons about the world and the way we live in it.